Good evening, and welcome to 60 Minutes. Tonight, we explore three remarkable stories from the heart of the American political arena, each raising questions about ambition, redemption, and the boundaries of our democratic process. First, former Speaker of the House Alexander Henryson, a candidate for the presidency who has run and lost in every election he's entered. Why does he keep trying? Henryson opens up about the motivation driving his persistence, um, his thoughts on the latest defeat, and whether he still believes his moment in the spotlight will come. And then next, Glenn Bourbon, the current Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare under the Gonzales administration, finds himself at odds within the Federal Election Commission, within the FEC blocking the reopening of the Republican primary signups. Bourbon, a candidate with significant support, claims the system is rigged against him. He shares his frustration, his fight for fairness, and the impact this decision could have on the party's future. Two political figures, two stories of ambition, controversy, and defiance tonight on 60 Minutes. So, Mr. Alexander Henryson, shall we be the first question tonight. So, Mr. Henryson, first question for this interview is why did you drop out of the primary race and give it to Mr. Stone?
Well, that answer is pretty simple. Public support. In a series of polls conducted by both Fox News and a couple other news outlets, it was clear that Leo Stone held the support of the Republican Party. Thus, I didn't want to create a division within the party, which even though it would be minor. So, in the end, I decided to drop out and let it have the win. And additionally, I saw that if he was a Republican nominee, he would have much more support than if I was a nominee. So,
Is that all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beginning with our next question, do you think a chance will come for you to take a spotlight or a chance and show the American people?
Probably.
Okay.
Nigger, stupid bitch, nigger, I hate faggot, niggers, black, stinky, nigger.
People as an elected official.
You know, I feel held accountable to the people that elect me and that represent my constituents both in Utah and across the nation. I feel very pledged to them, and I will work day and night just to support them.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yep.
Next question is, have you introduced legislation for the American people? If so, what kind of legislation is it?
In the past, I've created legislation to mostly manage the Federal Electoral Commission. Because our Federal Electoral Commission in the past, well, most of the chairs of that commission, well, they came and went. You know, I have yet to see at least another chair, serve longer than, Derek, our, what was it, the first FEC chair? I'm not sure, but he was the longest serving. It was sad to see him go, but ever since his chairmanship, the FEC was just disorganized. That's all.
Next question. As in the past you were flamed as the former speaker, if you could reflect on your career as a former speaker, is there anything you would have done differently during your career within the House?
Well, I would have tried to do more. As I reflect upon my, past speakership, I realized that I was too inactive and I didn't really do much. But in the event that I get elected speaker once more, sometime in the future, I'll try to be more active. Not only that, not only in legislation, but also, also in events in general, and representing the people in the House. That's all.
Okay, moving on to our next question. After so many consecutive defeats, what keeps you motivated to keep running for positions or the president? Do you truly believe your moment in the spotlight will come, or is there something else driving your persistence?
I mean, you said it yourself at the last second. It's one thing, but it's represented by two words. First being ambition. Well, I mean, of course, this is politics. People are going to be ambitious, but second thing is perseverance. To be a good politician, you need to persevere. You need to strive to do what is right for the people. And so far, I'm trying to do that. So,
Is that all? Is that all?
that's all.
Okay. Next question is, given your repeated electoral losses, how do you respond to critics who argue that your campaigns are nothing more than a distraction or worse, a vanity project?
For the distraction parts, not to sound too corny, but they should mind their own business, honestly. I mean, no offense to those critics, but that's all. So,
Okay. You faced failure in nearly every election you've entered. How do you think? What do you think is the root to the cause of these defeats? Is there something fundamentally wrong with your approach, or is it the matter of timing and circumstance?
well, I believe it's the cause of two things. Number one, being overshadowed by the more popular candidates, and number two, a bit of inactivity. So more famous people like Lucas Bennett, Drake Hayes, Richard Blumenthal, all of them are more important and noteworthy than myself. I've only served in the Senate, the House. That's pretty much it. All those people that I just named, they've served, in a wide variety of positions. They serve across, two or three branches of government, which is of course very valuable. And I just feel like, they're more experienced than me in some form. The second is, activity, which I already addressed. But I'll address it again. I realized after reflecting my career, I need to start doing more. I need to start promising more and delivering on those promises. I realized that I need to step up as not only a lawmaker, but a representative of the people of America. Because America was founded for the people, by the people, and of the people. That's all.
Okay. Another question is, in the face of ongoing failure, how do you maintain your conviction that you're the right candidate for public office? Have you ever questioned your own political ideals or leadership abilities?
On the first question, I already said this. It would be perseverance / ambition. But the second question, to be honest, I have questioned my leadership abilities due to not only peer pressure, but, internal pressure. As a leader, you have to step up and not represent only the people of America, but the people in the chamber you lead, especially as, House Majority Leader or Speaker of the House or Senate Majority Leader. Whether you're in a county leadership position, whether you're like mayor or something, or you're the Speaker of the House or something major, you always are Next question.
Alright, next question is, At what point do you draw the line between persistence and hubris? Is there a possibility you've overstayed your welcome in the political arena? And if so, how do you justify your continued campaigns?
First question, hubris. Well, the difference between hubris and perseverance is one thing. Whether you're trying to be good or not. Perseverance is, trying over and over again after failures to help the people. But hubris, that's being, excessively proud on yourself. And so that's like being a career politician, not necessarily in the good way, but in more so the bad way. Now, I may have overstayed my welcome in the political career, as you stated, but I believe it's just not that time to quit. I still have people to represent, and as long as I feel that I still need to be in America, especially the political scene, um, I'll stay. Next question.
Alright, next question is, how do you reconcile your personal ambitions with the reality that other, more successful candidates may be better suited to the lead of the country? What makes you believe you're still the best person for the job?
I just try to help the people in general. Because being a politician, one major thing you need to worry about is the people. Because you are voted in for the people and voted out by the people. You live by your popularity till you die by it. That's all.
Okay, next question is, in your most recent defeat against Mr. Stone, what was the primary lesson you learned? Did it shift your perspective on politics, your personal goals, or your approach to campaigning?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question again? Sorry.
In your most recent defeat against Mr. Stone in the primaries, what was the primary lesson you've learned? Did it shift your perspective on politics, your personal goals, or your approach to campaigning?
Well, in this election, Leo Stone is more popular, but no, I hate to admit it, but the only reason Leo Stone became this popular among not only Republicans but also the entire nation, is because of one debate. That one debate that just happened, if I'm not mistaken, this month. Well, Leo Stone crushed Richard Blumenthal in that debate. So, people viewed Richard Blumenthal in a more negative light and Leo Stone in a more positive light. However, me myself, I've never, done that explicitly, so I've been less popular than Leo Stone. Next question.
After this interview will be taking a short break for a couple of minutes. Yeah. We are back on 60 Minutes. Mr. Henryson, we will continue the debate. Are you ready for your next question?
Yes, I'm ready. Please go ahead.
Okay. Many see your persistent candidacy as symbolic. On 60 Minutes. Mr. Henryson, we will continue the debate. I'll repeat the question. Many see your persistent candidacy as a symbolic of the political establishment's stagnation. How do you respond to those who argue that you represent a kind of outdated, failed leadership model?
Do you have any elaboration on what they mean by failed leadership model?
Maybe as the riots as when you were the Speaker of the House.
Well, if they mean failed leadership model, then I like to point to the speakership of James Leland. Not to shift blame, but
Like,
next question.
you mean how you dropped out of the race and everything, and how that kind
I'm
of
coming.
represents
I'm
a
gonna
failed
bust all over your
leadership
tight
model?
pussy.
Well, if I didn't drop out, I would lose. If I did drop out, I would lose. So I had to make a decision there. And I decided not to, contest. I decided to, peacefully transfer the Republican nomination over to Mr. Stone.
Is that it?
Yes. Sorry.
Okay, next question is, have you ever considered stepping aside and supporting a younger, more dynamic candidate who might have a better chance at winning, or do you truly believe that you are the change the country needs?
Well, if there's a more popular candidate, then I'm willing to step over, and let them win. But please don't take this to mean that I'm a pushover or anything like that. I will fight for a position if I want it, but I'm not willing to go as far as to cause any drama by it. Next question.
Looking at the broader political landscape, do you feel your candidacy offers anything new or just more of the same? What distinguishes you from other candidates who have been successful in securing office?
Well, I'm not really that experienced, but here, let me restart. I apologize. Mr. Smith, I like to, acknowledge, that I don't have that much experience with the other branch of government, the executive branch. However, I know the ins and outs of both houses of the Congress, the Senate and the House. So, one of my top priorities during my administration, my planned administration, will be to work 24/7 with Congress to get my policies passed. That's all. Next question.
Okay. What message do you give to your supporters who have stood by you through each election cycle?
Ladies and gentlemen, not to be corny here, but if we keep on trying and trying every single 4 years, eventually we'll make it. And it'll be worth it.
Okay.
Alright, next question.
Do you think your experience as House of Representatives or the Speaker of the House influences your presidential campaigns? If yes, how?
Not by that much. No.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it. Sorry.
Okay. Looking back, do you think your approach to campaigning has ever evolved due to your recent election losses? If so, how?
Well, I realized, I need to step up and make myself known to the American people. Not only known to the people, but liked by the people. Because, in this time and age, the people matter. Especially your popularity, how people view you, your reputation, all that. So, in my upcoming campaigns, I will be trying to, get the support of the people. Next question.
In your most recent defeat or dropout against Mr. Stone, what were your initial thoughts on it, and how did you process it?
Well, I felt a little pressure to drop out, honestly. But I felt that, felt a little sense of call it, compassion almost. Right, hope. I felt that, with the people behind the Ozone's back, the White House will once again become Republican. Next question.
We will wrap it up right there. We began with former Henryson, a candidate who has never shied away from the ballot despite a series of electoral defeats. His perseverance raises questions about ambition and the nature of political resilience. As for Glenn Bourbon, the current Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare, he was unable to join us tonight, though his absence leaves unresolved questions about the FEC's decision to block his candidacy. His fight has sparked widespread debate about fairness in the electoral process. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Michael Smith. We'll see you soon, right here on 60 Minutes.